Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Geoguessr. We are doing the United States, no blurry today. This was recommended to us by Wolf Trekker, I believe Steven. So thank you, Steven, for this recommendation. We're going to try it a few times, see if we like it, see if you guys like it, and see if we can find any blurry images, because that's the whole point of doing this map. The United States is full of these real shitty images, and here we are trying to find a way to make sure that we don't have to deal with them. But based on where we are, we got what looks like some hills. I wouldn't call these mountains. They are made of rock, but they're hills. We do have farmland, so we could be pretty much almost anywhere in the United States. Except over by where I am, because there's not really farms out by me. It's too heavily populated of an area. There are a few, but they're scattered. But right now, I guess based on the way the trees are, I feel like we're probably going to be in the north. We're going to be north of the Mason-Dixon line. First instincts are telling me Pennsylvania, but I don't feel like it's hilly enough to be Pennsylvania. But we're definitely somewhere north of the Mason-Dixon line, which I just saw Route 63. I'm not even going to bother trying to find that. We don't have enough time. I'd rather find a name or perhaps an interstate. But you know, we got plenty of times. Well, not plenty of times. We got plenty of time to kind of sit back, relax, and try to figure out where we are. I mean, 3 minutes. 3 minutes is, if you think about it, it's a lot of time. But when you're in game, it is not nearly enough time. But I'm definitely feeling north of the Mason-Dixon line, mainly because of the trees. Usually south of the Mason-Dixon line is warm enough where you don't really lose too many leaves. I'm pretty sure it still happens, but I'm feeling like Pennsylvania, maybe West Virginia, maybe Virginia, which is around the Mason-Dixon line. But you know, it's gotta be someplace cold enough to have to deal with this loss of leaves, and it's gotta have some hills / mountains. Maryland could be a good guess, I suppose, and it doesn't look like we're gonna find too much of anything going the way we went, so I'm hoping the way you guys went was a little bit easier. We only got 10 seconds, and it doesn't look like we're gonna find too much of anything. I'm going to guess in Maryland, and it wasn't too far off. It ends up being Kentucky. But so current leader got 3,500 points. We only got 19,600. Well, not wow, 1,967. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult. However, it is a lot flatter, and we're probably on one of the major roads here. And let's see, we got East 34, so we're on Route 34 heading east. So that's north. U.S. Highway 34. It looks like there's a county road. Oh, guys, we found it. We found the blurry images. Get me back on the fucking road. Thank you. Found it, motherfuckers. No blurry images, my ass. I found them. No passing zone, yellow divider line. Obviously, every line's going to be yellow. And we do have a county coming up here. Or sanitary landfill. That's not what I was expecting. Let's keep moving forward. We do know we're on Route 34, which is probably going to be somewhere out in the Middle East. Well, not Mid-East, but like we just found 35. The fact that we found 35 means that 34 should be probably somewhere near. So let's just keep this up. We know we're in the Midwest. It's the flat plains with the slight rolling hills. That's what really gives it away. I mean, Texas could be a good guess, but I guess until we see a speed limit sign, we won't really be able to guess Texas. Because Texas has, I believe, I might be wrong, it might be Minnesota. Not Minnesota, Montana. But I'm pretty sure Texas has the highest speed limit in the United States. And I think sometimes it reaches like 85 or 90. So that's pretty indicative of Texas is the speed limit. What does this say, if anything? Nothing, just homes and lots. Alright. You know, if we start learning the area codes, we would have such a better time. Same thing with country codes. I think I've said it before. I'll keep saying it. The Swedish Heritage and Cultural Center. Alright. That changes everything. Stanton. Fuck. The only Stanton I know is West Virginia, I think. No, that's Pennsylvania. Scranton. Fuck. Stanton. Interesting. Is there... We don't have much time. We only got 30 seconds. We're doing actually pretty terrible today. We're not really finding too much of anything. I forget if it was 35 or 34. Doesn't matter. Fuck. We're gonna go outside Kansas City. And it wasn't that bad. We weren't too far off. We guess outside of Kansas City. It ends up being closer to Omaha, which is Nebraska. But I think they're in Iowa. They are in Iowa. But could be worse. And then we got residential areas. UPS. So this has got to be a small little town. We could be in the Northeast. This is something I would expect to see somewhere in the Northeast. And we got all these like cultural sites and let's see, Benjamin Church Manor Senior Center. All right. Interesting. Colt State Park and Army Reserve Center. God. I'm sure we can find something. We got gas station. Everywhere you go, we're gonna see the USA flag. So it's not even worth noting or pointing out anymore. But we are in a little tiny town. We got some bulls. Bristol. Isn't that Connecticut? Celebrate Bristol, one of the best towns for families. Fuck. Bristol, I'm pretty sure is Bristol, Connecticut? I think? Yeah, here's a Bristol. So we'll keep this in mind. We're not going to guess here just yet, but we will keep that in mind until we find something that tells us otherwise. If not, we're going to be guessing Bristol, Connecticut. I don't know why I know Bristol. I don't know if I knew somebody in Bristol or what. Christmas Carol. I'm hoping we could find something that just says like Connecticut, like screaming Connecticut. I know New York has 7-Elevens. It's a convenience store. And then once we hit like the Pennsylvania area is when it turns to Wawa's. Now my real question, does Connecticut have 7-Elevens or does Connecticut have Wawa's? So we might actually be able to come to a good conclusion on where we are. Wait, a Domino's fucking truck? We can come to a good conclusion on where we are based on the stores we see in the area, right? Like the shopping centers, the convenience stores. I'm finding Bristol everywhere. I'm not finding anything about Connecticut or anything that says we're not in Connecticut. And I'm sure there's a few Bristols that exist. However, the only one I know is in Connecticut. So I'm just hoping that we got the right Bristol. And there's a Wendy's over there, a Rite Aid. Gas is almost $4 a gallon. Let's go back to that. Where was it almost $4? Am I just blind? I might just be blind. But they do have Stop and Shop. That's the Northeast, so that does make me feel more confident in the Connecticut guess. I'm not even going to bother trying to find where in Bristol we are. I'm just going to guess Bristol. And almost, this one was Bristol, Rhode Island. It's Bristol. Current leader got a lot more points on that one, mainly because they got the right Bristol. But good on you. I only knew of one. You maybe only knew of one as well, but we both got Bristol. Now we're in the Maple Valley. That makes me feel like we're still in the Northeast, potentially close to Canada, maybe the top of Rhode Island, not Rhode Island, New Hampshire or Vermont. It doesn't look like we're going to get too much off of this. We could be in New York. I can't even read that. Can't even read down there. But Maple Valley, ski. So it's a ski resort. So that definitely leads credibility. It could be upstate New York, Rhode Island. Not Rhode Island. Why do I keep fucking saying Rhode Island? New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine for the Northeast. Then could be, I guess, Colorado for the West Coast. And then the top of California, Washington, Oregon area. But based on, I guess, the Maple area, that makes me think we're probably going to be closer to the northeast. Amazing Planet Farm, Old Newfane Inn and Rest. That's a weird fucking sign. I've never seen a sign like that before, but I've never been to a few places before. So Williamsville is only 2 miles away. Let's see if we can't get there. I don't think we can. We're crossing a lake, river, whatever. Yeah, we got blurry images. I thought there were no blurry images. I don't think we're going to win this one. I think you guys have got this one in the bag. I think it's the being thrown into a new map and expecting the unexpected. So after we play this for a few, it takes me usually like 3 or 4. Newbrook Elementary School. Interesting. It takes me like 3 or 4 games on a map until I get, you know, situated, adjusted, acclimated, whatever you want to call it. And then we start doing a little bit better. So we'll keep that in mind. Detroit Lions. That's Michigan. Why do they have a... I'm not going to hold it against them. I'm not. That's the... Minnesota maybe now? I wouldn't really say Detroit unless we go to the top part of Detroit. And that flag... Because I know I'm not a fan of New York State sports. I'm only a fan of the hockey team. So the fact that we're finding that doesn't really mean too much to me. We got that sign that just says open. Fuck. We got 20 seconds. Salt reduction area. We're just gonna guess it, I guess. Fuck. Fuck me. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. Alright. I got this one. That Detroit Lions flag definitely threw us off a little bit. It might be a closer game than I thought. And is that an Aldi's truck? Yes. Alright. So we just got Aldi's in New York. Aldi's is a Midwestern supermarket chain. I'm pretty sure it's mainly in like Ohio, Indiana. Again, everything I'm saying is just what I think. Doesn't necessarily constitute as fact. But the Aldi's, is this like an Aldi's headquarters? It's a shipping center of Aldi's, which leads me to think we're probably somewhere in Indiana, because I'm like 99% sure that Indiana is where Aldi's was formed. And we got Lake Hamilton. That's the city. It's called Lake Hamilton. I guess we could check. I think that would be something we would find out pretty easily, wouldn't it? Something called Lake Hamilton. Would they have a lake? Or would they just... Like, St. Mary of the Woods is the name of a fucking place here. And I'm pretty sure it was to the south, but you never know. And if it's their shipping center, it could be anywhere. Fuck. Fort Wayne, I'm pretty sure is where their Indiana State University is. Don't hold me to that. Maybe. Fuck, man. Let's just keep looking. Let's not focus our time on that just yet. But I'm pretty sure we're in Indiana. What does this say? Gosh, doesn't really say too much of anything. Phone number that I don't realize will recognize. Just keep going. No, this way, and this way. Looks like we're coming up. Junction 546. I think it says Polk County. 546. Fuck. We only got a minute. And let's see if we can find it real fast. I don't think we're going to, because junctions are usually smaller. Now, Bloomington. Bloomington is where Indiana State is. Alright. I'm making progresses. Gosh. U-Haul trucks, no parking. Come on. Violators will be cited by... Usually, it tells you who on there is issuing the no parking. And usually it's like the county of this, the state of this. So that's what I was looking there for. Florida Scenic Highway. Alright. That changes everything. Here 17, we're just going to guess on it. And Not too bad. I don't know why I thought Indiana at first. Nah, I do. It was the Aldi. So, wow. Wow. Alright, we just barely lost. I'm going to show you guys the full results, so don't go anywhere, and then we're going to see the discrepancies. Actually, we can see the discrepancies here. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All three of us, Wolf Trekker, Debray, and myself, all were pretty goddamn close. Debray beat us by exactly 200 points, and Wolf Trekker beat us by 205. So if we put all of our locations here, we can see down here kind of where the points came from. I know mine's cut off, but it's whatever. But let's zoom in. You can see that somebody got real close in there. I think that was Debray. Yeah, it had to have been Debray. We got somebody who guessed over by Michigan, which ended up being over here, which I believe was Debray again. Not trying to call you guys out, but shit happens sometimes. But all in all, all three of us did pretty good. Captain Scandinavia coming in at 11,550. Ooh, that was a tough one. That's where you lost all your points. But I mean, not too bad, guys. We're all getting to learn the United States slowly, one step at a time. But I do hope you all enjoyed watching this episode of Geoguessr. We're all getting real close to each other, which means this must be a good map, right? If it's this close, if the first place and second place is only separated by 5 points, and second and third's only by 200, that must mean it's a pretty good map. Or this was just a hard one. But I do hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.